Milim and her group were fully aware of the vast threat looming ahead. "Oh no, this is terrible," Carrion muttered, causing everyone's faces to turn pale in silence. The landscape was teeming with swarms of insects, their sheer ferocity and unimaginable danger filling the earth and sky. "These are 8 armies belonging to the insect lord Zelanus. It's dreadful. Even Zelanus's trusted 12 insect generals are present. Hey, Frey, can I obliterate them with Drago Nova?" Well, strategically speaking, launching a maximum attack right away could be feasible. However, it might be wise to gauge the enemy's capabilities while they're still unknown. Frey had previously fought Insect Queen Apito and witnessed Carrion and Zejan's battles. While Apito was a formidable Magin whom she narrowly defeated, Zejan seemed like an entirely different entity. Now, they were facing the same species as Zejan. To be honest, maybe I'm just being overly cautious, but underestimating our enemy doesn't sit right with me. No, I agree with Frey. Intuition shouldn't be taken lightly, and I feel that caution is warranted. I don't think Milim has anything to worry about, but let's proceed with care. Well, the issue is their sheer numbers, but individually, their strengths are closer to B rank. If we take down the A-ranked insects who seem to be the commanders, the rest will just be a disorganized bunch. Identifying the targets won't be difficult since the commanders stand out. It might be easier than we anticipate. Frey thought that wasn't a solid strategy, but then she remembered that Midley's subordinates were accustomed to such audacity, so she kept her thoughts to herself. "Alright then, we'll handle the airborne ones and leave the ground-crawling insectors to Midley Dono. We can't leave it all to Midley alone. My warriors will take care of the commander-level enemies as well. Dealing with the headless limbs will serve as good training for the new army. That would be greatly appreciated. After all, it's not suitable for a priest to be at the front lines. I'll take care of escorting Milim Sama. Hahaha, I expect my 4 heavenly kings to give it their all." Whoa, are you seriously calling us the 4 heavenly kings? Milim, you're too influenced by rimuru. Why not choose a more conventional title instead of the 4 heavenly kings? No way. I like the 4 heavenly kings. It's always bothered me that rimuru was the only one with 4 heavenly kings. Well, I'm fine with it. I am too. Milim Sama can do as she pleases, and I'll support her decision. As for me, I actually like it. I'm glad it was accepted. What? Well then, I won't be the one to object. That's settled, then. Frey finally broke away from the consensus. The squirming insects approached them like a rushing torrent, signaling the imminent onset of war. Carrera took the lead. If Milim won't do it, then I suppose it's my turn. I really wanted to showcase my abilities, but Frey advised against it. Oh well, I'll let Carrera handle this one. Damn insects. Prepare for annihilation. Behold the ultimate and most powerful abyss annihilation. Carrera unleashed her devastating magic, obliterating over 2 million insects in one strike. The overwhelming gap, which was initially more than tenfold, had now shrunk to just 4 times. The soldiers, who had despaired over the vast difference in strength, found hope reignited upon witnessing this feat. While Carrera's action may have appeared reckless at first glance, it proved to be a morale booster. By reducing the enemy's numbers before they could inflict casualties, Carrera bolstered her forces and increased their determination to fight. It seemed like the tide of battle would suddenly turn in their favor. That's what they thought, but Frey's ominous premonition became a reality. Can't be. That one is channeling my magic to the other world. Carrera Sama's magic. I can't believe it, but it's true. This is why I despise insectors. Some of them can nullify magic. Truly, they are our natural enemies. Indeed, Esprit was correct. Carrera's magic had been redirected by a lone insector. It was a female insector with exquisitely long and slender iridescent wings named Pelia. She was one of the 12 insect generals, possessing absolute dominance over magic. Well, this is no time to be impressed. They're almost here. Geld-san, please defend the upper area with all your might. Understood. Geld responded, although he had reservations. He obeyed without hesitation. Meanwhile, Esprit swiftly moved behind the scenes. Utilizing her unique skill discerner, she sensed the situation and reinforced Geld's defense barrier with her own defensive magic. What? Just as I suspected. Frey found themselves in a state of curiosity, and at that moment, something unexpected occurred. The sky underwent a peculiar distortion. That's Carrera Sama for you. She deciphered that complex magic alteration in one go. Indeed, it's something fundamental, almost basic. But the real question is, can we withstand it? In that case, count me in. If this castle gets destroyed, Frey will be absolutely furious. Just as those words were spoken, Milim also extended her hand towards the sky. Immediately, Geld's barrier, Esprit's defensive magic, and Milim's protective curtain activated simultaneously. Shortly after, a devastating surge of destruction descended from the rift in the heavens. It was none other than Carrera's abyss annihilation. Wait, could it be? Oh, seriously? You mean that? I see. Carrera's magic was redirected to the other world and its exit was connected right above us. What a ridiculous move. I can't believe someone would pull off such a stunt. If it had been Milim's magic, who knows what would have happened. Hahaha, my magic isn't so easy to control. It's possible, but I think only a fraction of its power would have been returned. Even if it's just a fraction, we might not be able to defend against it. What's it called? That magic is based on an unknown theory. Rewriting the laws is impossible, and I'm not sure if we can protect ourselves. If that's the case, couldn't the enemy have rebounded Milim Sama's magic? No, it was returned. That person has mastered spatial domination with great proficiency. It appears that she specializes in computational power, but she can manipulate the flow of any directional magic, regardless of its nature. I agree with you. As much as I hate to admit it, the larger and more complex the magic, the easier it is for her to manipulate. Even if it were a nuclear flame triggered at its core, she could anticipate the activation point and nullify that space. I apologize. If I had known more about the insectors, I could have prevented such a dangerous situation. Well, I suppose that's how it turned out. That's correct. In fact, we managed to reduce the enemy's numbers without sustaining any damage. So, if we only consider the results, it was a great success. True, since we're safe, there's no point in complaining. Let's focus on our next move for now. Milim and Frey were right. Carrera's attack had significantly weakened the enemy, and the soldiers, unaware of the full situation, were in high spirits. It would be more meaningful to capitalize on this momentum and strike the enemy rather than dwell on assigning blame. From this point on, let's refrain from using magic. No objections. In that case, let's engage the enemy directly and straightforwardly. Sounds fun. I can't see the enemy king, but there are about 8 generals. Since we have the same number of key members as they do, we should aim to take down 1 general each. Haha, that sounds interesting. And I'll go after the one slouching over there. The figure in front of them was Zes, the head of the insect generals, emanating a tremendous presence. That's not fair. Then No, Milim. You're the leader, so you need to hold your ground. That's right. If we find ourselves in trouble, we'll need you to come to our aid. Okay, I understand. That's why I'll handle that flying insect. Before them was a golden flying insect, Torun. As Carrera and Frey took the lead, the rest of the group started to get agitated. In that case, I'll, Karian, Gabble, and Midley all spoke simultaneously, their eyes crossing. Well, first come, first serve. No complaints, right? That's fine. It's been a while since I've had a real fight. The same goes for me. In that case, let's approach this battle like we normally would. There was no time to intervene. The 3 of them rushed out of the castle, seemingly trying to outdo each other. Caught up in their enthusiasm, the army also started moving. And thus, the grand war began.